Okay. Here's the video I said I would make before or while I was in the forest. Um, don't mind this. I wear it sometimes when I'm fucking weight training or hiking. But you can put weight inside of it. You can load it with mags that are full of bullets to have weight. Just it's nice to have, and I can strap my fucking bear mace onto it too, just in case I'm attacked up here. I've had a close call already, so you never know. Gotta be prepared. But what the fuck? So I wanted to make this video about the topic of not only being attacked while out of body, but also dreams and the nature of dreams and death and where you go when you sleep or leave your body or die. Like, where are you gonna go? So essentially, if you've done any spiritual research or have an intuitive experiences or knowing, you would know by now that everything is divided into dimensions and frequencies through sound and electromagnetics, and it's coded with pi and Fibonacci and fractals, and it's just an endless possibility probability. To quote the law of one, there's just endless possibilities for consciousness to play and swim around in these insanely complex fractalized fucking dimensions and simulations. But the whole point was to reach back up towards the sun. Like every living thing on this planet, all the trees, all the plants, everything is just trying to reach back up to the sun. And just like your soul, I mean, it's a solar system, soul system. We basically projected our consciousness into this soul system through different alignments in the astrological bodies to like basically encapsulate a certain character or to obtain certain characteristics for our avatar to play out the simulation to either learn what you need to learn or resolve karma, or maybe you've been here for eons just cycling endlessly through the middle to lower astral spheres and 3D incarnations. Like, all of us are on a different path, but there is definitely a collective consciousness playing out right now within the people on this planet. We seem to be at a pivotal moment where the schism happens. It's just a shift in consciousness, and you got some people that are going to become more spiritual and more intuitive and more empathetic and just start resonating to higher vibrations. And then you got the people that aren't ready, that are just going to basically become more delusional, more psychotic, more dangerous. And I don't really think, well, there are people in between, but eventually there's not going to be an option to stay in the middle. So you either going to level up or go down or stay the same, whatever the fuck. But 3D seems to be a jumping off point in the dimensions. It's like, if you think of us like in human beings, like in the larval stage, like basically God's an embryonic larval stage. That's basically what we are. And we're being held down like a buoyant buoy. It's like the darkness, what the evil on this planet, whatever you want to call it, Satan, archons, fucking Nephilim, whatever you want to call it, psychopaths, people with different DNA than most of us. They seem to be holding humanity down to siphon off of them, holding them down in a lower vibration. Kind of like if you were to hold a fucking buoy underwater. But as soon as you remove that hand, the natural state of the buoy is to float back up to the top, because it's a light being. It naturally wants to reach back up towards the sun. It wants to go back to creator consciousness. So basically that hand is like losing its grip, and it's about to just let go. And the ones that are part of the hand will go where it's going to go. And then the light beings will float back up, back towards the sun. But so I always talk about, I don't know, being attacked and shit like that. Well, I've never claimed to be this high vibrating spiritual guru master that has all of his shit together and only emanates love like Christ energy. Like, no, I'm a flawed human being. I've been through a fuck ton of trauma. ever since I was a little kid, man, my 20s were, I mean, if you ask me when my dark night of the soul was, I would say it's my whole life. But if I really had to pinpoint the reason why I went through so much bullshit, I don't know why, other than the fact that, I mean, I do know why. I was meant to go through it to transmute it into wisdom. But basically what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not perfect. I'm not healed. I have a lot of wounds still, soul wounds, deep wounds. And when I go out of body, I go where my consciousness is vibrating. And a lot of times that's the middle and lower astral realms, because I have unhealed trauma and wounds, and they carry over into my soul's journeys out of body. So basically, every time you go to sleep, it's like a little miniature death. You're basically, your organs slow the fuck down. Your breathing, it gets really shallow. And your soul, which is the main life force giving energy to your physical body, detaches and travels off into other dimensions. So your soul is like the battery pack for your body. It's the negentropic toroid, that's the free energy device that's keeping your physical body going. If it didn't have that toroidal negentropic sphere of plasma, it simply just decay into entropy, like a dead plant or something. It would just melt back into the earth. But you leave your soul every single time you leave your body every single time you sleep, and you basically travel to whatever dimension you're resonating at or vibing at. And the point, a lot of people in the spiritual community, they like to only act like there's only up and you have to go there. But I don't think it's so black and white. I think that we have to work through the shadow and the trauma. And for me personally, I've had to go through hell, man. And it's step by step climbing out, baby steps, and just, it's been a really painful process, and I don't know if it will ever end. But a lot of times I'll go into the lower astral, the middle astral, the astral period, but that's not the only times. I've been to what you call the causal planes. I've been to places I can't even fucking describe. Fuck, man. The whole point is that if you're being attacked and you're going to these astral realms, it's because you have trauma you need to resolve, and karma. And my advice to you would be to figure out what those things are and begin the process of becoming conscious of them and trying to heal them. And it really is all about what Christ said, do unto others as you have done to yourself, and just living through the heart and forgiveness. So, that's been a real problem for me the last couple years. I went through 2 really painful breakups. I mean, I was vibing pretty high, and then I got hit really hard in the heart by two breakups, and it just kind of, and one of them was a fucking brutal betrayal, and it really brought a lot of resentment and anger into my aura. And I've been having to just climb back out of that, but I am, and I'm really grateful, and I forgive everyone that's ever wronged me, and also I've, you could say I've wronged them by being an asshole. I mean, we're all just learning and growing, and I know that the fastest way back up to God and to the higher dimensional realms is through forgiveness. And that really, it blasts open the heart center and raises your vibration. But it's been a struggle to remain grounded in 3D and to go step by step and face my shadow and resolve every issue. And I'm not like all these other light workers, man. I tell you straight up, I have issues. I have fucking problems, emotional problems, mental problems I struggle with and deal with. I have traumatic history that I'm trying to cope with and deal with. Why do you think I'm always alone and in nature? And you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to relate to anybody, especially after you've had hundreds of out-of-body experiences. Like, it can be overwhelming at times, especially if you have a obsessive mind or an over analytical mind. So I need to ground so often. And then it's also harder in this day and age we live in, because there's so many distractions and so many things trying to steal your fucking soul, your fucking sexual energy, and all this dopamine addiction with electronics and gadgets. And you just really need to get away from that shit, man. You got to have discipline. It's the only way that you can survive and level up, is having the fortitude and the strength and the courage to do so, and to realize you have a problem, and to truly want to heal and to better yourself. But the evil on this planet, they've been really fucking tricky, man. They've done a really good job siphoning our soul. And so if you want to go to the higher dimensions while out of body, my suggestions for you would be to stay away from your phone at least 2 hours before you go to bed, because the phone can really put a lot of fucked up, fragmented thought forms into your field, and that will translate over when you leave your body and really throw you into the lower dimensions. These beings, they're trying to break away out of fractal nature and away from God's creation. So they've they're basically imprisoned in the lower astral realms, and they want to get out. So they're creating this really repulsive AI fucking eighth sphere synthetic dimension. And it's like the collective thoughts of lower vibe humans. Like, do you really want your consciousness to be trapped into the collective thought forms of unhealed unconscious humans that are all the information that's on the internet? Think of how many unhealed people have put information onto that internet, and these people want to go into that dimension, which is called the eighth sphere. They want to live there and escape their karma. Dude, that would be hell on earth. You've seen some of this AI art, man. That is just an example of what that dimension would be like. It's fucking creepy. But anyway, you need to purify your consciousness by putting your phone away at least a couple hours before you go to sleep. I highly recommend, before you go to sleep, prayer and energy work on your body. Just ask for help, and ask for your guardian angels' help, and your guides, and whoever, your God, and really set that intention, and you'll have a much better chance of enlightening yourself like a feather to float up to those higher realms. I don't always practice what I preach, and in fact, a lot of times I kind of look for the fight with these beings, and so my ass ends up in the middle to lower astral realms very often, and then sometimes I'm really happy and I go somewhere else, But I pride myself in writing all the emotional spectrum, the full emotional spectrum. I'm a flawed human being. I'm a fallen angel. And sometimes I'm upset. Sometimes I'm not, it just depends. Like right now I'm fucking happy. Okay. And I'm grateful. But, so anyway, man, I'm missing so much information, I'm sure, but I just love you all, and I don't want you to suffer anymore, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made. But at the same time, I'm grateful I've been through everything I've been through, because I've learned so much wisdom. But it's time to heal and to help others to heal, and to carry each other back home, back up towards the sun, because that's the way out of this little simulation. And then you'll go to another soul system through another sun portal and experience something new. But it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm really grateful for every single one of you. And I wish you all so much fucking love and goddamn gratitude. And I just want you to stay disciplined, and to know that you're not alone, and we fucking got this. And I love you all. And I'm going to go up that road right there into the wilderness, and it's going to shred my glutes and my quads and my calves, because it's a really brutal incline, but it goes to a beautiful trail. And so that's what I'm going to do right now, 2 p.m. on a Sunday. Woo! Got to purify that aura, baby, if you want to go up to the higher realms, right? So anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I love y'all. Stay up.